MCM house, the seats we are sitting on, extremely comfortable, and actually really nice to touch. How's
I know it's your intro, but I actually love MCM house as well.
Do you want to do the intro?
Oh yeah, how about that? How about we get
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Yeah,
you do. Okay, what's the Howls produce the intro track? Shout out Howls.
Shout out House. Howls. Shout out Howls. But I love MCM and their designing.
Nadia Rosard put all the styling together. My tonsils are still in, and this is part 2. This is part 2 of the Dill Buckley experience on Past the Yorks. Some amazing tunes were shared last, like 5 minutes ago. And what part are we up to, man? You are moving to GWS.
Moving to Sydney. You guys like Manifestation?
Love Manifestation, baby. Now we're on.
I've manifested this day.
We're just
getting
fucking started.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you something. So when I actually hate myself. If you're listening out there and you hate me, I hate myself too. So anyway,
at PTA031, if you hate Dill Buckley,
if you hate us and you like tonsils, give me a call. Anyway, I went to Sydney. When I was at Carlton, I got delisted, and then for like 2 months didn't have like a job or anything like that. And I was sort of working out what was next. And this was a time of like the chat, if you listen to the first episode, of like just trying to work it out, and the ego, death of the ego, as Tom would say.
When you say the first episode, you're talking about the first episode of Dylan Friends.
I'm talking about our first, the one we just
last week at PTA.listen.
If you're confused,
listening in the playlist, I really want to start this.
Should we start again?
But we're not going to. Let's go. So where were you?
So can I just say, I thought you were talking about like, I've been finished up and I had ego death doing.
Well, I did, but I was referring to ego death of our other chat. But I had ego death, and I was at the point where I was. My sister sent me a video on YouTube, and my sister, she's fantastic, as all sisters are, and it was a video of Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey had he was like a struggling actor, and long story short, he'd written a check to himself, rendered like $1 million, and dated it in like 3 years time. 10 years time.
10 mil.
10 mil. There you go. And long story short, he knew that this check was coming. It just hadn't come yet, so he believed this whole time that this check was coming, and long story short, he signed like that month heading into that date that he'd done it. He signed The Mask or one of the movies, and $10 million was in his pocket. And I was at that period where I was just like, fucking hell, I got nothing to lose. Like, let me just try this. And I remember thinking I need to get out of Melbourne. I'd grown up in the same area. I'd grown up in a very big, small bubble, knew the same people, and relied on my family a lot for too much. Mum was still coming and doing my washing, and just needed to grow up. I was like, I need to get out of this state, need to do something different. And rewind back to episode 1 of PTA, when I was talking about the opportunity to go to the Giants. It had always sort of been in the back of my head that one day maybe I should end up there, or I should go there. So literally for the next month heading up to the free agency, delisted free agency and the rookie draft, I just pretended that I'd signed up there and they'd already got me. And people would ask me, like, what are you doing next year? And in my head, I'm like, so I'd say, I don't know yet. But in my head, I'm like, well, I'm moving to Sydney, so I'm not going to see you for much longer. Or I just keep saying these things. And I kid you not, I know this could be a coincidence, but I actually learnt recently that coincidence in Latin apparently means collide. So a coincidence is actually not a coincidence at all. And a day later, my manager rang me and said, look, no one's keen, but we got one call from the Giants and they might fly you up next week for a meeting. Again, this is a long-winded story. But
it's not, man, and I'm so into it.
Yeah,
so into manifestation and even like root language.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you find like words like that and you go and look at like sort of the roots of the Latin word, and they always actually speak to what it's meant to say more than like what the language has evolved to in our context.
That you say that, I really want, Matt, can you look that up and make sure that actually makes sense? Because I could have been talking shit. But
coincidence, occupation of the same space. So English coincide, medieval Latin coincidentia.
Just keep looking, man. Trust me, it's there. I think it's Latin.
It's like the cathedral thing. He's got a bad rep with this stuff.
The cathedral.
Stop making us look dumb. Okay. So anyway,
so meaning coincidenta translate to agree in nature, to coincide.
To coincide. There you go. So maybe it wasn't collide, it was to coincide, meaning that it was meant to happen.
That's great.
Something like that.
And cathedrals, they draw energy from the
ether.
I've seen that. That was a good little meme you guys did with that.
It's a true little
No,
meme.
it's not a meme, it's real.
No, but it was a good, like, the video you did with, like, the, what's it called, the edit? With it was funny. Yeah. Anyway, got the call. I was like, all right, heading up to the Giants, and just for a meeting. There was no strings attached, and just went up there, had the chat. I'd actually just got back from South America, and I'd done my meniscus in my knee, so it was like this fat. I wasn't training. Did the medical, passed, and got back, had the meeting with Leon, and they called me a week later, and they were just like, look, we're going with Lockie Keefe. And I was like, fuck, okay. He's still there to this day, by the way. He's playing some good footy. And I was like, okay, cool. And it just like dawned on me, like before the end of the conversation, I was like, he said, look, we'll see how we go, but no promises. And Leon said, I said to Leon, I was like, look, mate, I reckon you need to tape me. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, I just reckon like you need to tape me. Like I'm meant to be up there with you guys, and I need to get to Sydney. And he was sort of like a little bit taken back, and I think I might have tricked him because I ended up playing 2 games up there and did fuck all for the Giants. But what it did for me was astronomical. So
it just felt so right.
It felt so right. And what I should have said was, I think I need me up there, not you need me up there, because they definitely didn't need me, but I needed them.
Yeah.
You were meant to be up there.
I was meant to be up there. I don't necessarily think they needed me up there at all. But it just was an incredible experience, changed my life. Like got up there and I was with such a supportive bunch of guys, and went up there with the mindset of like, this could end next year. I'm here for 1 year. Let's make it count. Started the podcast, met some incredible people that are still best mates to this day, and ended up spending 2 years up there with my best mate and with my partner, wife now. And, you know, we've got a son together and another one on the way. And we just look back at those times in Sydney just being the best times of our life.
Yeah, so that was the beginning of like, I've kind of found myself like first ego death.
Yeah.
Hang on, what's happening? Almost new belief system. Let's start believing and manifesting, and let's lean into life and not worry about stuff. And it unfolds for you.
Well, it was at that period too where I was like, spent 6 years at Carlton, didn't really work out the way I wanted to. I was like, what was I doing? Like, who was I trying to impress? Because fuck, it didn't work. It obviously didn't work, trying to like be someone else. So like, why don't I just try and be myself this time and see if it like changes? So, I sort of left going like, fuck, you know, maybe I've made some people laugh while I was there, but did I actually get anything out of myself, or was I honest to what I actually enjoyed doing? I wasn't. Like, so it was sort of a bit of a kick in the teeth, just being like, mate, just get on with it and move on, do the shit that you actually want to do, not pretend to be someone else.
And do you have some tunes that accompany these learnings?
So anyone that lived in Sydney, have you ever driven over the Harbour Bridge? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there's another one called the Anzac Bridge. There's another one called the Anzac Bridge. Fuck, man. Have you ever been on the Anzac Bridge?
No.
Now we're talking.
You're missing out. So that takes you from the eastern suburbs to Western Sydney. So I lived in Paddington, but I drive over this Anzac Bridge every day. And I remember driving over there in this period, just being like, every morning I drive over, the sun was like rising, and I was just in my car, just going like, how fucking lucky am I? Like, just this extreme amount of gratitude just playing at that period. And the song that goes with that, cue it up, matey. Ottolenghi, Loyal Kana, bang.
He just doesn't miss, this guy. He just doesn't miss. Here's some Loyal Kana. I'll see you on the other side.